Testing 1 2, testing 1 2, 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Testing 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10.
We all need somewhere. We who live for the day that might never come.
Are you excited?
We who go back again and again to where we come from.
Well, lads, what's the crack?
We who won't stop until we're unstoppable.
Very nice shoes tonight.
We who will never say no to getting stuck in.
You got it all free?
Yeah.
We who pass on every tradition and skill that was passed on to us.
Thanks.
We who love the days that come forever. him, her, them, us. We all need somewhere that belongs to us all. GAA, where we all belong.
You're all very welcome back to Aughrim here for the first of our Senior Football Championship semi-finals, the Boom Platform Higher Senior Football Championship semi-final between Arklow, Geraldines-Ballymoney and St Patrick's Wicklow. A gorgeous evening for football here. We're just after witness a cracking game in the first of the intermediate semi-finals. Anna Curra running out 111 to 1-9 winners. And both teams just putting the finishing touches on their warm-up here. Podge, this should be a cracking game. Both teams have had good games in the build-up to this one. The Gers, we know, play a kind of a defensive brand of football. It'll be all about them trying to stop Tommy Kelly, you'd imagine, this evening, the way they've set up.
Yeah, definitely. The impact that Tommy Kelly has for St. Pat's is massive. We were just looking, he's top scorer for them with 217, after him and Steen Healy with 1-4. So that's what Arklow will be trying to do. They'll be trying to stop Tommy Kelly. Just on Arklow, kind of stuttered at the start of the year, and then it kind of got better, but they didn't have Andy Marr and Dara Fitz and Chris O'Brien. Only played 2 of the games, out of their 4 matches. Pats are coming in this after playing 2. Arklow after playing 4, whether that'll have an impact on it. It could. You could say the Pats are going to be fresher, but Arklow could be battle hard.
Could have learned more, I suppose. That remains to be seen, I suppose. We're just going to give you a quick run through the teams. First up on your screen will be the Arklow Geraldines-Ballymoney team there. In goal is Mervyn Travers. Carl Kerwin, Kieran Hyland and Tom Marr make up the full back line. Andy Marr, Jack Hamilton, Dara Fitz is the half back line. JP Hurley and Sean Crowley in the middle of the field. Peter Hempenstall, Kieran O'Shea, Tiernan McBride in the half forward line. Sean Hurley, Chris O'Brien and Cathal Kelleher in the full forward line. The Pats team will line up as follows, just on your screen there now. We've Shane Doyle in goal, Keane O'Brien, Matthew Trainer, Wayne Doyle are the full back line. Simon Boucher, Paddy Kane and Niall Delahun the half back line. Dean Healy and John Crow in midfield. Number 19, Fionn Luddy, we're told, is replacing Paul O'Brien in the half forward line. Padge McWalter, Conor O'Brien make up the rest of the half forward line. Brian Doyle, Kieran McGehigan and Tommy Kelly in that full forward line. I suppose we can't underestimate the loss of Paul O'Brien here either. For me, he's the Paul Galvin of Wicklow Town. He wins all that dirty ball, never gives away possession. He'll be a huge loss around that middle third for them.
Yeah, he's a great link man. He gets on the ball, carries it really well, and like you say, he doesn't give the ball away. I see Fionn Luddy is actually lining out at midfield and John Crow's lining out wing forward. Fionn Luddy actually played midfield against Ratnew as well, so that's nothing new to him. Paul O'Brien will be a loss, because if Fionn Luddy would have been a great option for the bench, but now he's in from the start. No Stephen Hurley for Arklow, not listed as a sub either, and that'll be a loss to them. But I think Arklow will probably put out the strongest team that they've had all year. Today, was playing the likes of Andy Marr and Dara Fitz, 2 wing backs, Peter Hemstall, Tiernan McBride as the 2 wing forwards. That's.
Yeah, look, as you said, all year they've been kind of hampered by injuries. There was, I think that, probably their poorest display was against Blessington. They only scored 9 points. They were beaten 3-12 to 9 points that day. But look, they were missing probably 5 of those names, like the Andy Marr, Dara Fitz, Chris O'Brien. There were none of them there that day, which would be a huge loss to any club. As you said, will the 4 matches make any difference? Maybe Anthony Masterson has learned more. The 2 matches, Pats went to war with Antolker in a fantastic game, went extra time. The Ratnew game was probably a little bit of a letdown for everyone, even Pats. They were probably expecting a bit more of a battle in that one. Are Pats moving that well? Pats are probably wondering where they are probably after the Ratnew match. Are we moving that well? Did we catch Ratnew on a terrible day? It's a hard one to gauge. So, look, it'll be interesting to see. Pats are already lying down their positions. AGB are in the huddle here. It's a fascinating game, really. And as you said, would you change tact if you were Gers maybe and go at Pats a little bit more?
Yeah, you were talking about Pats won't know where they are, and they might know where they are for 20 minutes, because if Arklow do what they normally do and sit back and try a hitch on the counter, play the running game and have Dara Fitz and Andy Marr, when they don't have them to play a direct ball into Sean Hurley. So that'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah, we're just getting about ready here now for the throw-in. Anthony Nolan is your big match referee for the day. Martin Malloy and Kieran Fleming are on the sidelines, so he's ably assisted in that. level. Tommy Kelly, Kieran Hyland has gone over on Tommy Kelly straight away. Number 5, Andy Marr's gone in at centre back on Padge McWalters. A few positional switches like that. There's nothing major, nothing we weren't expecting. Sean Crowley's gone. Jack Hamilton has gone to the middle of the field on Dean Healy. So we have some pretty major matchups here. Matthew Traynor swings his arms. There was rumours of a little injury to him early in the game. The ball is in, the game is on. Ball breaks in the middle of the field. Padge McWalter it spills from his grasp though. And again there's a huge tussle around the middle of the field. Ball comes out to Dara Fitzgerald. He's turned over and it's a free. Anton Nolan says it's a free to Arklow Gers. Taken by Dara Fitzgerald. He kicks the ball out here and it's just spilled out of the grasp of Tom Marr there momentarily. Marr gets it, gives the ball up as far as his midfielder, Sean Crowley. Crowley solos with lots of space in front of Crowley. Paddy O'Kane just drops back and sits in the pocket. Gers patient as ever in the build-up. John Crow goes out to the far side there just to put in a tackle on Peter Hembenstog. Comes all the way back across here as far as Tom Marr. Marr, middle of the field, solos with the ball, has a look up, gets the ball to Jack Hamilton. Hamilton pops the ball off as far as Andy Marr. Marr has a look up. Dean Healy comes to stop his run, but it doesn't get to him. Dara Fitzgerald has the ball now in possession, pops a little pass inside as far as Kieran O'Shea, but it's a good tackle back there by Simon Boucher. Boucher gets the ball and gets it as far as Kieran McGehigan. McGehigan pops a little ball back to Conor O'Brien. It's back to Simon Boucher. Boucher solos with the ball. Boucher came back from a fairly serious knee injury and he's had a really good season for Pat so far. Matthew Traynor on the ball on his own 14, pops it off as far as Cian O'Brien. Gets the ball back to Shane Doyle in the goal, into the hands of Paddy O'Kane, back to Cian O'Brien. O'Brien solos forward now, looks for an option, finds an option out on the far side. It's Niall Delahud, he gets the ball, gives it back to Shane Doyle again. It's all very cagey at the minute. Simon Boucher on the ball, has a look up, solos, has a look up again. He's confronted there by JP Hurley, gets the ball into Paddy Kane. Kane twists and turns his way around again. There's not much contact here. It's all just playing in defensive lines. It's all very friendly at the minute, Podge.
Yeah, and Arklow are gone man on man at the back as well. Like, so it's not like, you know, you imagine Pat should be transitioning the ball a little bit quicker and trying to get it in there while it is man on man.
The first of the long ball up the field. There's a tackle there on Matthew Traynor. Chris O'Brien pushes him in the back. That's a free for Wicklow Town. Ball is out into the hands of Fionn Luddy. Luddy, remember, replaced Paul O'Brien to start this match. O'Brien out with an injury. Niall Delahun kicks a ball with the outside of his boot and it's gone right down into the corner. Almost a kick for touch. It wasn't what he meant to do, I'd imagine. So a chance now for the Gers to build from the back. Mervyn Travers in possession, gets the ball to Dara Fitz. Fitz solos. Kieran McGehigan pushes up on him. Little foot pass all across the square there to Kieran Hyland. Hyland goes long out to the far side, out as far as Peter Hempenstall. Hempenstall on the ball, has a look up, but there's two men tackling him. Tommy Kelly and Padge McWalter do really well and turn over the ball. Simon Boucher's well tackled by Andy Marr. It looked from here, but maybe there was a hand on the back. Anton Owen's a little bit closer than I am, so we'll give him
one hand on the back and the other one got the ball all right.
Paddy Kane in possession right in the middle of the field. Looked like the tackle was a bit high. Play on the advantage, says Anton Owen. Ball is back in the hands of Fionn Luddy. Luddy gives the ball out as far as Brian Doyle. Again, Pat's very slow, very calculated in their build-up. Now John Crow's on the ball, 45 yards out. Gives a foot pass inside. There's a bit of a tussle there between Tommy Kelly and Kieran Hyland. Tommy wasn't happy where the ball was put. He's pointing, he wanted it to far side. Hyland wins the first battle of the day, takes his free and gives it out to Andy Marr. Marr takes on John Crow, breaks through the tackle. Andy Marr gets past Simon Boucher. Boucher does enough just to get the hand in, but the ball's in the possession of Gers and Jack Hamilton. Out as far as Tiernan McBride. McBride kicks a long ball in, looking for JP Hurley, who's gone in on the square. 2-3 Pats men around, the ball is on the ground. Tussle for possession is won there by the corner forward, Cathal Kelleher. Won by Cathal Kelleher on the ground, and a loose boot from a Patsman. It'll be a free to Arklow Gers, and it hasn't really started with the blood and guts that I thought it might.
Yeah, no, like Arklow Bray game, and kind of after watching that, you kind of, this is what you nearly expect, you know. Pats, of course, like I said, they're probably just not sure where they are, you know.
Chris O'Brien has a free. He's pretty much straight in front of the goal. He's at the top of the D here. You would expect him to kick this one. Curls it around, everyone looks up, everyone's happy, it's high, it's over the bar. The first score of the game, Arklow Geraldines-Ballymoney lead, 4.5 minutes in, 1 point to no score. Kick out will be from Shane Doyle. Interesting to see where Pats go with this one. Will they go long? Will they hunt for Dean Healy or some of these? He goes long out to the far side. John Crow's underneath. Off the hands of Crow, picked up by Paddy Kane. Kane solos with the ball. He's pulled back there by Kieran McBride. Just stopping the ball at source. Taken by Paddy O'Kane. He's just limping on a leg there. Last thing Pats need is Paddy to be injured. Gives the ball to Matthew Traynor. Traynor pops the ball off to Brian Doyle. Doyle solos with this one. Pops a hand pass out here as far as Conor O'Brien. O'Brien does well to evade the tackle and he's away. Little bit of a speed merchant. Tried to get the hand in there of Fitzgerald, but he's fouled. Fouled Conor O'Brien there. It'll be a free into Pats. And the way the game has started here, the way the game is up, I think Gers are very cute with their fouling. It just looks like they know when to, they're stopping the runners at source, aren't they?
Yeah, well, that'll be a very interesting battle there between Conor O'Brien and Dara Fitz. Conor O'Brien, very, very pacey player, light but very, very pacey and carries the ball really well. Dara Fitz obviously has the pace, probably has the edge and physicality on him, all right, but it'll be interesting to see what way that one goes.
Yeah, it's Brian Doyle stands over this one as Conor O'Brien takes a little bit of treatment there for a minute. Chance here for Pats to bring the game back to parity. It's a point to no score, don't forget, just 6 minutes on the clock. Kick from Brian Doyle, it's good, it's huge, massive kick high and over the bar. He's eased there. Wasn't an easy free, but to be fair, he struck it really well, and it's a level game here in Aughrim in the first of our boom and platform higher senior football championship semi-finals between Arklow Gers and St. Pat's. Kick out will be from Mervyn Travers. Travers has a look, goes out to this side, gets the ball to Tom Marr. Marr picks it up, gives it to Carl Cowan. Fists the ball up the line here as the Gers look to get away. Big pressure there on Peter Hempenstall from Padge McWalter. It had been spoke about with Pat's pressure and the Gers kick out might bring them a little bit of glory. Brian Doyle goes long in looking for Kieran McGehigan. Ball breaks down. John Crow wins the second ball. Oh, just about forgot to bring it with him. And it's a free out to Dara Fitz there in the ensuing tangle. But I think if John Crow had got hands on that first, there was a little bit of an opening there.
Yeah, he could have been gone if he controlled the ball a little bit better. That's two good turnovers by Padge McWalter now. One on the far sideline and one on this sideline.
Carl Kerwin has the ball in hand, takes it down as far as JP Hurley. Hurley turns with the ball, has a look, solos. Good play by him. Gets it as Sean Crowley, gets the ball. And again, they're turned over right in the middle. Fionn Luddy does well. Kicks a little chip pass, a dangerous looking ball in. Kieran Hyland is fouled, says the referee, as Tommy Kelly soccers the ball over the bar. But
yeah, I think actually Kieran Hyland lost the ball in the sun there. Kind of when he went up to gather it, he didn't look composed. Maybe it was contact that.
I think the tackle was well timed if he'd have got the ball.
Yeah. Well,
when he spilled the ball, he was taken out then after. So that's where the free came from. Mervyn Travers takes the free from Kieran Hyland, gives it to Andy Maher. Back to Hyland. They're in their own D here playing football. Kieran McGehigan tries to turn him over and he's blown for over carrying. Huge turnover there from Kieran McGehigan. Done really well. It was 2-on-1, but he swamped Kieran Hyland with a tackle and he just wasn't able to get away. And I suppose it's a cheap free to give away, but it's one Pats have earned.
Yeah, probably an unnecessary free really for Arklow. Just taking the ball into contact. Kieran McGehigan is a good tackler, and he's good on his feet, and footwork is good. An easy free for Tommy Kelly.
2 frees for Pats, 2 scores, 1 free for Arklow Gers, 1 score at the other end. It's 2 points to 1 here, just about 9 minutes gone in this Senior Football Championship semi-final. We're waiting for something to ignite it. It's a little bit dead, it's a little bit flat at the minute, but a short kick out to Dara Fitzgerald, and again huge pressure on the kick out from Pats, but away come the Gers with this one. Carl Kerwin gives it back to Dara Fitzgerald. Again, good hand in from Brian Doyle, tries to knock the ball away. Sean Crowley gets the ball in as far as Kieran O'Shea. O'Shea picks it up under pressure, gets the ball to Chris O'Brien, pops it back out as far as Sean Crowley goes to ground, no free there. Huge numbers back from Pats, huge work ethic. The ball is in the hands of Dara Fitzgerald. Gets the ball across to Carol Kerwin. Kerwin looks up, pops a pass across to Andy Marr. Marr now on the move. John Crow tackles. John Crow pulls him down. It's a free to Andy Marr. Be interesting to see how Anto reads this one.
Yeah, I know the Arklow supporters aren't too happy with that one.
No, there calls for a black card here, so it'll be interesting to see. It's down to the ref's interpretation by the pure letter of the law. It could be deemed. Yeah, it's a black card. It's a black card. I was, by the pure letter of the law, it's one of those. It's a tackle you don't need to make really, or you can make a bit better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like if you're going to stop Andy Marr running with the ball like that, that isn't how you do it.
Be 20 minutes gone in this one before he's back, so Pat's down to 14 now for the next 10 minutes.
Sean Hurley is coming out to take this. Andy Marr's a great free taker as well, particularly from around that range, but they obviously trust Sean Hurley.
Sean Hurley, he's about 2 or 3 yards to the right hand side of the post as the Gers kick into the Herbst end here. Kicks this one high, he looks happy enough. It's high, it's over the bar, we're level. Actually, the wind has completely changed around now, Podge. The wind is in the backs of Pats in this first half. It's blown down into that town goal, but they'll need it for the next 10 minutes. They're down to 14 men. John Crow black carded. It's 2 points all.
And Arklow freed up Andy Marr, and so that's going to be key. Someone from Pats is going to have to get their hands on him when Arklow have the ball.
Huge kick down on top of Dean Healy, Padge McWalter, they all clash under the ball, but it's broken to the Gers and Carl Kerwin. It's just off the knee of Sean Crowley into the hands of Conor O'Brien. O'Brien does well, gets the ball at the second attempt, gives it to Brian Doyle out as far as Simon Boucher, cuts inside. Good play from Boucher there. Solos need support, but slow coming. Brian Doyle is there though. 45 yards out, Solos with it. Looks like he was going to give it to Podge McWalter, but finds Paddy Kane in lots of space down the far side. 45 yards out. Kane has a look at his options again, checks back with the ball. Interesting to see how Pat's managed this 10 minutes now. They'll be happy enough to keep ball, but it's a long time to try and keep it away from these Gers men. Simon Boucher on the ball, has a look again. There's 3 men in front of him, gives it to Conor O'Brien. Pops the ball back to Fionn Luddy. Luddy gives the ball to Dean Healy. Healy will try and go on the burst. Does go on the burst. Will he hand pass it off to Paddy Kane? Does. Gets it back to Kane. Finds Pippi Boucher in space. Good play from Boucher there. That's a great score from Pats. Down to 14 men. Really well worked. And Simon Pippi Boucher kicks a huge score to put them a point back up. 2 minutes into the black card.
Yeah, a bit strange really. Arklow have a man up and they're sitting back. Why they don't push up, like they allowed Pats to get maybe 10, 15 hand passes there in a row.
Andy Marr takes the kick out from Mervyn Travers. Andy Marr is fouled by Conor O'Brien. Carol Kerwin takes the free quickly. Andy Marr gets to his feet. Ball is out on the far side and it's in the hands of Tom Marr. Marr solos forward, kicks a long ball in front of Chris O'Brien. Hand pass was to Sean Crowley, but O'Brien will pick it up himself. Now gives it to Crowley this time. Little bit of space on the far side there. Crowley or Chris O'Brien to have a kick. Kicks this one high and kicks it over the bar, and just a lot of space there and a little bit of slack marking from Pats, but a really well taken score.
Yeah, no, it was like we've had 6 shots now and 6 scores with no wides in the game so far.
13 minutes on the clock. It's 3 points all here in Aughrim. Shane Doyle will take the kick out. Goes long down the field, a huge kick again, looking for Conor O'Brien, picks him out, but Dara Fitz gets a hand on it. Does he get enough on it? I think it looked to me came off the head of the Pats man. He's right, yeah, Kieran Fleming is right there. Which ball is it? Yeah, it's a Gers ball. He's bang on. Andy Marr gets the ball, goes past Brian Doyle. Marr is away. Chance here to open up the legs a bit from Andy Marr. He's travelling, he's moving really well. Dean Healy's after him. Gives the ball off in as far as Cathal Kelleher. Kelleher gets the ball out to JB Hurley. Hurley swings the right boot at this one. We could have our first wide of the day now, Podge, I think. We have. It's gone to the right of the post and wide. And a little bit of a rush kick. I think he more time than he thought.
Yeah, he did. Like, he could have been a lot more patient, really.
Kick out now from Shane Doyle again. Long down the field. Huge kick looking for Padge McWalter. Again, there's hands under a hand there. Breaks it down, but it's well picked up over on the far side there by Fionn Luddy. Luddy is fouled, and good play from Fionn Luddy there, he picked up the break, he had to battle for that ball, he's won his free, and Dean Healy's on the ball in the middle of the field. Healy has 3-4 green and blue jerseys in front of him, he's gone by the 3 of them, he's at the 45, Jack Hamilton gets a hand in, good tackle from Hamilton, Touch takes the ball away though to Conor O'Brien. O'Brien, will he show off his left? He sets himself, he does show off his left, he kicks it high and kicks it over the bar, and just everything opened up in front of Dean Healy there. A good hand from Jack Hamilton at the right time because Healy was away.
Yeah, and it looked like Arklow had dealt with the situation really well. Like, and then, you know, I think they end up losing the ball again and end up being an easy score for Conor O'Brien.
4 points to St. Patrick's, Wicklow Town. 3 points to Arklow, Geraldines-Ballymoney. 15, just about 15 minutes on the clock. Mervyn Travers goes short again as far as Dara Fitzgerald. And away come the Gers again. Peter Hempenstall on the ball, solos up the far sideline, has a look at his options, goes long, direct ball into Sean Hurley, but doesn't quite take it. He was out in front, just slipped from his grasp. Ball is knocked away, and Paddy Kane gets there first. Hurley goes, tackles him going down on the ball. That'll be a free out to Paddy Kane. A heavy bang there for the Wicklow Town number 6. Looks like he's feeling the effects of that one.
Yeah, a silly free really to give away because...
He's in the corner.
Yeah, he's in the corner, he's under pressure, right? You give away a free like that with contact. They have a player on a black card, he's going to go down, he's going to get a minute out of this at least, you know. You have to be a little bit more clever when the opposition of a black card. Don't give them an opportunity.
And to be fair to Paddy Kane, he's just jumped up and he's played away. He could have stayed down and took another. If he holds his head there, he can take 2 or 3 minutes out of the ball. Is in the hands of Niall Delahunt, gets the ball out as far as Wayne Doyle. Doyle charges down the field with the ball, has a look at his options. Lots of jerseys in front of him, but he gets the ball to Kieran McGehigan. McGehigan looks to take on Tom Maher. McGehigan is away, good hand in from Tom Maher, brilliant defending from Tom Maher, gets back across his man, takes the ball from him, gives it to Dara Fitz, loose looking pass from Fitz though, just about gets as far as Andy Maher into the hands of Sean Crowley, over as far as Kieran Hyland, back to Andy Maher. Now Gers have a chance to raid up the field. Dean Healy tries to cover the ground, does cover the ground, but Maher gives him the slip, gets the ball out as far as Kieran O'Shea, out to Chris O'Brien, a long way out from his full forward post. He swapped with JP Hurley. Hurley's inside, twists and turns and has a look. It's not, it's Sean Hurley, gets the ball back out to Chris O'Brien. O'Brien looks up, it's a loose pass from Chris O'Brien straight into the hands of Brian Doyle. Doyle takes on Carl Cowan, just tries to take the sting out of it a bit, turns and gets the ball to Podge McWalter. McWalter has a look up, looking for options. There's not many there. Kieran McGehigan is one of them. Good ball down. Tom Maher does really well, wins that ball again. Maher having a super start to this game, gets the ball into Dara Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald turns and comes out to the top of the D with the ball, solos. The man in splendid isolation all under the stand over there. As we said, Gers have an extra man. We're 7 minutes into that black card, 17 gone here. Pats lead by 4 points to 3. Long ball, searching ball inside. It's brilliantly taken there. And pop back out to Sean Crowley. That was good play from Cathal Keller. Gets the ball back out to Sean Crowley. Crowley has a look around, gives the ball to JP Hurley, gives the ball back out to Jack Hamilton. Hamilton slows things up to number 6, solos across, pops a little pass off to Dara Fitz. Fitz looks to punch a hole in the Pats defence, gets the ball inside Chris O'Brien. O'Brien is dangerous here. O'Brien is pulled down by Dean Healy. And we're going to have another free here. It'll be interesting. It's a penalty. He's given a penalty. It must have been just inside. It looked like it was outside from here, but he's given him a penalty, and I'd be fearful for what could be coming here as well, because it could be another black card.
Well, I think it'll be a yellow for a high tackle, but Dean Healy's very surprised that the penalties after being given. It was definitely a free, there's no doubt about that. Yeah. It was definitely foul play.
It's a yellow card for Dean Healy. It was borderline territory. It's a penalty, and it's going to be taken by Sean Hurley. Big moment in the game here. Pats looked to have almost weathered the storm of the black card.
Yeah.
And this penalty now, Sean Hurley against Shane Doyle. It'll be interesting to see. Shane Doyle, a big unit in the goal, but Sean Hurley is very cultured left foot. 18.5 minutes gone. Hurley steps up, goes low, down to his left, but brilliantly finished. It's 1-3 to Arklow Gers, 4 points to Pats. A huge score that could be in the context of this game as we enter the 19th minute of the game. Shane Doyle goes short out as far as his cornerback Wayne Doyle. Doyle pops the ball off to Matthew Traynor. Traynor has a look up by his options. Not many there. Has to go all the way back to Shane Doyle. Doyle solos out nearly to the top of his D. Pops the ball back to Cian O'Brien. O'Brien again looks for options. Pat's just trying to eke time out of the clock now. They're 2 points down after that with that penalty going in from Sean Hurley. Paddy Kane is under a bit of pressure. He's fouled. Paddy Kane has been taking a little bit of punishment in the early stages of this one. He has a free now. He looks. Dean Healy goes for it. Takes the ball. Will he give it back? No. On the burst, Healy breaks the tackle. Gives the ball to Matthew Traynor. Traynor charges forward. Gets to the top of the D. He's still going. Chance for Traynor. Kicks with the outside of the right boot. It's gone high and it's gone over the bar. A huge burst again. But again, that man Dean Healy is instrumental.
Yeah, he's after getting away from Jack Hamilton a couple of times there. No, on one occasion Jack did get a hand in and knock the ball away. But Matt Trainor's playing in a fairly advanced position. It looks like he's actually playing midfield at the moment.
Just calling the 10 minutes is just about up now as we see John Crowe looks to get back in on the field. Arklow Gers look to get one more attack in while they have an extra man. Dara Fitz is 45 yards out from the herb stand there. Matthew Traynor on his case. Oh, it's a great ball in over the top there. Cian O'Brien is in trouble. Chance here. Oh, blasted by Carl Keller. Blasted across the face of the goal and wide. And John Crowe re-enters the fray after his 10 minutes in the bin. And I suppose Pats will be happy enough to be just a point down after being down a man for 10 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. Like, they scored 2 points in that. They conceded a goal, all right, but they did score 2 scores themselves and very close to conceding a goal there.
Chance there. Fionn Luddy took that into Padge McWalter, gets it into the hands of a huge battle going on there. Another free out. Tommy Kelly is not at all happy with that free. Kieran Hyland doing a super marking job early on, but has to be said, Pats are not really peeking out Tommy Kelly, and Tommy Kelly's going to go into the book here by the looks of things.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure who, plenty of people predicted that it would be Kieran Hyland to take him up, but Tom Maher is an excellent defender as well. He's doing really well on Kieran McGettigan as well, Pats aren't getting much joy from that ball being kicked in at the moment.
Yellow card for Tommy Kelly, whatever
remonstrating with the referee.
Whatever advice he was trying to give to Anton Nolan, he hasn't taken kindly to it. Mervyn Travers on the ball, gives it out as far as Carl Kerwin. Kerwin solos up the field, has a look, solos again, pops off a little pass out as far as Sean Crowley. Crowley kicks long in front of Carl Keller again. Good, well won, and pops it off to Kieran O'Shea. O'Shea on the raid here now, pops another little pass into Sean Hurley. Hurley in space, lots of space in there, unusual for a Pats back there. Brilliant score from Sean Hurley off the left, and he's causing all sorts of trouble, but there's huge space inside. The Pats back line there, a couple of times they've been 3-4 yards off their men.
Yeah, well, Carl Keller is actually after winning a lot of possession inside, so he is. And Kieran O'Shea then coming off his shoulder there. Lovely little ball into Sean Hurley, and a great score off his left from a real tight angle.
Dean Healy took the kick out, gives it to Paddy Kane. Kane solos forward now, trying to carry the fight to the Gers here. It's 1-4 to 5 points. A good, again, Kieran McGehigan and Tom Maher in a huge battle. Maher does really well. He's really on top of his game today, Tom Maher. Ball comes out as far as Andy Maher. Gets it to Sean Crowley. Crowley pops a little ball off as far as Peter Hempenstall on the far side. Hempenstall gets down, gives the ball into Chris O'Brien. O'Brien right down in the corner. The man gone to ground inside Jack Hamilton, but there's a chance here as Gers come red and tried to get the ball across. Was that touched on the ground? Play away, so the referee just a hand on it to take it out of the line of the incoming forward there, and Simon Boucher gets the ball, solos down the field, gives it as far as Conor O'Brien. It's end to end now. Conor O'Brien gets the ball, pops it back into Boucher, and away goes Boucher. There's green grass in front of him. Dara Fitzgerald does his best to try and cut back on him. Dara Fitzgerald fouls, and I suppose by the letter of the law, Dara Fitzgerald will want to be watching himself. He's had a couple of little niggly fouls there now at this stage. I think that's what Pats are calling for.
Really, Simon Boucher was really clever there. He ran across him, looking for the free, and Dara Fitz obliged, I think it was a silly free to give away, really, because you could see that he wasn't going to shoot.
If you let him out there and he shoots and he puts it over, well, fair play to him.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
This
is now an easier opportunity than what Simon Boucher
he veered off the line to goal, to come across him, as you said. He looked for it, and it's Brian Doyle, cultured left foot, high, and it's over the bar. 1 point game in Aughrim in the Boom and Platform Higher Senior Football Championships semi-final. 23 and a half minutes gone. 1-4 to the Gers, 6 points to St. Pat's. Anyone's game here at the minute. Mervyn Travers lines this one up. Kicks it high up into the breeze. It's looping high. Was brilliantly taken by Tiernan McBride. He done really well because he was under all sorts of pressure there. That breaks the wrong way. He's in trouble. Great pass picked out, and as Dara Fitzgerald takes off up the field with Fitzgerald has a look up, tries to pop the ball in front of Chris O'Brien. O'Brien does really well, takes his mark, and we could have another score here. I'd imagine he'll fancy his chances. Just Anton Nolan just having another chat with Dean Healy there. Dean would probably want to be careful. He's on a yellow card. Chris O'Brien kicks this one high and kicks it over the bar. 2-point game now in Aughrim here. 1-5 to 6 points. Kick out from Shane Doyle, goes long down the field, a huge kick again. John Crow's underneath. There's a hand got on it there by Tiernan McBride. Well done by him. Into Sean Crowley. Crowley has a look up. John Crow tries to tackle. Ball is back out into the hands of Tiernan McBride. McBride solos with it, has a look. Ger's just playing that patient game of football, trying to drag Pats out. As Pats in, Dean Healy organises. You can see him shouting, talking all the time to his backs, trying to keep his defensive lines in place. The Gers build slowly here. It's Sean Crowley has the ball again, back out again as far as Tiernan McBride. Now McBride goes long looking for Peter Hemmenstall. He does, just out of grasp of Peter Hemmenstall. The idea was right, but just the last little clinical bit didn't happen for him.
One of those like where he doesn't want to run out over the end line, so he tries out his two hands, but secure possession whatever you do.
Shane Doyle to take the kick out. Huge kick from Doyle, long down the field again. Ball breaks in the middle of the field. About these breaks now, Brian Doyle is the first man. John Crow has made a run down the middle. He didn't spot him. Doyle has a look up, pops the ball off as far as Simon Boucher. Boucher has a look up. Tommy Kelly screaming for the ball to be put in across to him. It doesn't quite go the way he wanted it though. Mervyn Travers gets the ball. Andy Marr is on it. Out as far as Dara Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, it looked like a loose pass enough to Kieran Hyland, but they've cleaned it up really well, and away come the Gers with the ball up the field again. Chance for them to build from the back here as Podge McWalter goes out to face up Tom Maher. It's into the hands of Tiernan McBride, or Peter Hemmenstall, sorry, he's away, but there's two Wicklow Town men on his case. The two of them just do enough.
Yeah, again, Podge McWalter, like I know Niall Delahunt was with him that time as well, but involved in another turnover for St. Pat's. Very important the role he plays.
Matthew Trainor's on the ball here, right in the middle of the field now. Trainor gets it, gives it out as far as Simon Boucher. Boucher and Andy Marr gone right back in front of Tommy Kelly there, but it's into the hands of Brian Doyle. Doyle has a look up, gets to the top of the D again. There's a wall of jerseys across him there. It's a loose pass. Keane O'Brien will do well to pick this one up. He just boots it back as far as Niall Delahunt. He gets it out to Podge McWalter. McWalter has a look. There's space down the line. Has the legs, the 38-year-old legs still got. He tries it, doesn't get past. He'll try again. He looks to punch holes in defence. Pops a great little pass off to John Crow. Crow kicks this one high, kicks it over the bar, and like you said, a great score from John Crow, but hugely influential work there from Podge McWalter again.
Yeah, carrying the ball there, took him on the first time, went him at a second time, took a little bit of contact then to get a little yard of space. Like, you know, it was Podge that initiated the contact to get the space, and a good score from John Crow.
27 and a half minutes gone here. It's 1-5 to 7 points. There's a loose kick off from the Gers, and John Crow picks up the pieces. He has Tiernan McBride on his case, gets the ball inside as far as Dean Healy. Healy has a bit of space now. If he gets ahead of steam up, he's hard stopped. We know that. Healy is into the 21. Chance here. There's 3-4 jerseys around him. Was he pulled back? No, says the referee. The ball is loose. A boot through ahead by Healy, but it's just gone wide, and Gers just done well enough there.
They did just do enough, like, you know, and they got their hand in to try and rip the ball away and didn't give away a free. That's actually what you believe Pat's first wide, you know, at this stage. Like,
yeah, 28 minutes. 28
and
minutes in, you know, and it's like it's a huge conversion rate, to be fair to them. 7 kicks. Yeah. Andy Marr is down injured. Andy Marr has made, looks like Mervyn Travers is calling for someone to warm up. We know he's had trouble all year, Andy Marr, with the hamstring, so it'll take one of the Gers' very good players out of the game if this is the case.
Yeah, no, definitely. The physio has said he's gone, yeah.
Well, that's very unfortunate. He's been suffering with that for the last while now, so be interesting to see Keane Cooney.
Keane Cooney, yeah,
probably come on. I'd say.
Yeah, I think he'd be the first choice to come on as a defender.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Andy because he was flying and moving well. So we just wait for the change. We have 29 minutes on the clock here. It's a 1-point game in the Booming Platform Higher Senior Football Championship. A big hello to all our listeners. In this one, we have people viewing us from Canada, Belgium, the Faroe Islands, USA, Spain, Australia, and England. So a big hello to everyone out there, and of course to all our viewers at home here in Ireland as well. We won't forget you. Yeah, it's Keane Cooney is coming on. Andy Marr goes off, unfortunately. Hopefully he'll be able to get that sorted, because I'm sure Oisin McConville will want to see the likes of him moving well. Kick out from Mervyn Travers. Travers goes high, seems to loop off the side of his foot. Tom Marr will get there though. Marr does really well. He's deep in his own 45. Pats tried to bottle him up. Does well to break 2 tackles there from Kieran McGehigan and Podge McWalter. Gets the ball away into the hands of Jack Hamilton. Hamilton comes out strong running from Hamilton. Tom Marr just waited for that one. It looked like he was getting bottled up. He is bottled up. He's under all sorts of pressure. Drops the ball. Done really well, Marr, to get himself out of trouble there, because he was in all sorts of bother. Some of it self-inflicted, but the Jersey kicked away ball, and a late tackle by Dean Healy means that it'll be a free for Chris O'Brien right in the danger area.
Yeah, it looked like Tom Marr was going to lose possession there about 3 or 4 different occasions, and like he was excellent, really. You know, Pats did everything right, but Tom Marr just survived, kept surviving, then got the ball away. Another silly free to give away. You know, both teams are giving away needless frees.
Silly, those little late fouls, especially when it's from where the ball is kicked to. You know, they can really hurt you, and I'm sure this one, Chris O'Brien will fancy his chances. He's about 26 or 7 yards out. He's just about 2 or 3 yards to the left-hand side of the Herbst end here. He'll kick this one high. They're looking up. It's gone high. It's gone over the bar. It's a 2-point game here in Aughrim. 1-6 to Arklow. 7 points to St. Pat's. Now at this stage we've 31, and just coming up to 31 and a half minutes on the clock. I didn't hear how long injury time. I don't think there was an announcement. So we must be going to play it all today on the one half. Long ball down, brilliantly taken by Podge McWalter. Takes on his man immediately. Carl Kerwin pulls his jersey. Podge looks to take it quick. Not happy that Kerwin didn't retreat. Ball is back into the hands of Paddy Kane. Kane gets the ball, solos forward again. The Jersey retreat into their lines really quick and really well. They're really well organised. Long hand pass here as far as Keane O'Brien. O'Brien solos forward with the ball. Pops the ball into Conor O'Brien. O'Brien had a runner inside, but Conor O'Brien takes on his man. He comes back out again. Just need a runner off the shoulder. It's a little bit static for Pat's. Conor O'Brien does really well. Nips in and out between 2 or 3 Jerseymen. He'll take on the next one. He's pulled back, is he? He's won his free. Well played by Conor O'Brien. Really well played there. Looked like he was going nowhere for all of a half a minute, but he done really well to find a way through and win his free.
Yeah, found space in the middle of 3 different Pats players, and then a little tug of his arm just as he's about to release the ball, and it was a free. And should be another easy free for Brian Doyle.
Brian Doyle will step up and will kick this one. It's pretty straightforward for the likes of Brian. This one, we're 2.5 minutes into injury time by my reckoning here. So Doyle steps up, kicks this one high and kicks it over the bar, and that's the last kick of the first half. It's 1-6 to Arklow Geraldines-Ballymoney here. It's 7 points to it's 8 points now to St. Pat's. A 1-point game here. It's probably been a little bit of a slow burner, Podge, but you know, it's good value all the same. Both teams, when they go about attacking, they're really dangerous, and they know how to hurt one another.
Yeah, it is a little bit cagey. A lot of frees in the game. Like, there's actually been 19 frees so far in the game, and a lot of scores coming from frees. Arklow have actually done well dealing with the Tommy Kelly threat. He hasn't had much impact at all on the game so far, or Kieran McGettigan. They've done well there. But it's the other players for Pats that will step up. Like Simon Boucher's kicked the score, Matt Trainor's kicked the score, John Crow's kicked the score. Conor O'Brien is after being fouled a couple of times for frees as well. Like, you know, so it's the other players for Pats that are really stepping up today, and that's exactly what they needed.
Yeah, look, we're going to take a quick break here. We'll be back with the second half of this one. Make sure and tune in There could be a cracking second half in this. It's a 1 point game here. Arklow Gers 1-6. Same Pat, same 8 points. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with the second half. Don't miss it.
GAA. We all belong here, in this place, at this time. We belong not because of who we are or where we come from. Being here means belonging. Belonging means knowing you're part of a community that has a place for all. Where potential is nurtured, where individuals become teams, who honour the legacy of those who went before and strive to build a legacy of their own. Some of us play, some of us used to play, some of us never played. We all belong. Belonging means having a voice, means being able to say what you think is right, being listened to. Belonging means respecting each other, means being there for each other, on the pitch, off the pitch. Belonging means rolling our sleeves up and doing what needs to be done. We all belong, whether it's our first day or our 100th year. We all belong here, because this place belongs to us all. Our GAA, where we all belong. We all need somewhere. We who live for the day that might never come.
Are you excited?
We who go back again and again to where we come from.
Well, lads, what's the crack?
We who won't stop until we're unstoppable.
Very nice shoes tonight.
We who will never say no to getting stuck in.
You got it all free?
Yeah.
We who pass on every tradition and skill that was passed on to us.
Pace.
We who love the days that come forever. Him, her, them, us. We all need somewhere that belongs to us all. GAA, where we all belong.
You're all very welcome back to Aughrim here this evening for the second half of the Bowman Platform Higher Senior Football Championship semi-final between Arklow, Geraldines-Ballymoney and St. Pat's. Delicately balanced is this one. 1-6 to the Gers, 8 points to Pat's. We're just talking at half-time there, Podge. You know, a lot will depend on will, Arklow maybe transfer the ball a bit quicker inside with that win behind their back, and can Pats get Tommy Kelly on the ball? Is probably all going to hinge on that.
Yeah, no, I think that is it. You can see the wind is after picking up. I'd say Arklow, I think they should try and get it into Chris O'Brien and Sean Hurley quickly, and then will Tommy Kelly get the space that he really wants? Kieran Hyland's doing a real good job on him so far.
Yeah, look, we're just about ready to rock and roll. Anton Nolan, our referee for this big one, places the ball in the middle of the field. He's telling everyone else to get back. Only the 4 he wants in the middle, so he's been fairly particular on where he wants everyone, so he's having a look around to make sure everyone's in their position.
They won't be there when he goes to throw in the ball anyway. As soon as he turns away, they'll be back in.
Yeah, he's just telling Niall Delahunt and Tiernan McBride to get back in their positions there, so ready to rock and roll here. He's another look around and another look at his watch, and here we are for the second half of this one. We'll expect a few fireworks here. The ball breaks in the middle of the field. John Crowe goes for the hand on it there by Kieran O'Shea. He does well to win the ball and win his free. He looks to go long quick. He is going long quick. There could be a change in tactic a little bit here. It's a long ball, but Cian O'Brien does really well. Gets out in front of Cathal Kelleher there. Well read by the cornerback. Done really well. Gets the ball back as far as Matthew Traynor. Traynor comes out with this one, solos and has a look. There's pressure there from the Gers just trying to cut off those avenues. Gets the ball as far as Paddy Kane. Kane has a look up, has Simon Boucher off his shoulder. Boucher does well, goes back to where he came from with the ball and has a look now, tries to find a hole in that cover. The Gers there as Pats try to build patiently and build slowly. They've 2 men inside, Kieran McGagan and Tommy Kelly right in and under the post. It's Niall Delahunt gets the ball, side foots a pass up to Fionn Luddy. Luddy tried to push it over the head of his marker, but Cian Cooney picks up the pieces there. Cooney does well. He's under huge pressure there from Brian Doyle. Doyle just went in with the boot. Maybe if he'd have stood up, he'd have had him under even more pressure.
Yeah, I think so. I think Cian Cooney was in a bit of trouble there, so he was, with the Pat players around him and facing the sideline. Taken
by Carl Kerwin, gets the ball to Jack Hamilton, gives it back to Kerwin. He's right across just inside his own 45, gives it to Sean Crowley. Crowley gets the ball to Kieran Hyland, and it's over as far as Tom Marr. Well worked by Arklow as they come raiding down the field. Dara Fitzgerald has the ball right underneath the stand, kicks long in looking for Chris O'Brien. Matthew Traynor does really well. Little bit of luck maybe, but he done really well to get out in front, got the touch to it and got back to his defender. Good play there from Traynor, and Pats are back in possession. Traynor has it 45 yards out from his own goal. Paddy Kane makes a run up the line. Is it good enough? No, it's cut out by Dara Fitzgerald. Well read by Fitzgerald and well covered there. He gets the ball, kicks it across as far as Carol Kerwin. Kerwin solos forward, heading for the 65 into the middle of the field, pops the ball off as far as Kieran O'Shea. O'Shea has a look, collides with his own player Sean Crowley, gets the ball to Carol Kerwin. Kerwin drills a pass straight across the field there, right underneath the standards. Dara Fitzgerald, neat little pick up and gets the ball to 65 yards out from the town end here. There is a breeze in the Arklow backs here in this second half. Ball is inside as far as Cathal Kelleher. Kelleher just takes the ball into contact at the wrong time, and too many Pats jerseys around. It's turned over. Paddy Kane comes out with this one, gives it to John Crowe. Crowe steps around the tackle, has a look, kicks a foot pass up as far as Conor O'Brien. Padge McWalter says leave it, I'll deal with this one. McWalter gives the ball inside to Conor O'Brien. O'Brien on the move now, cuts inside Sean Crowley. Crowley pulls him to the ground. And it's a chance here for Tommy Kelly to swing one over. Referee Anton Nolan just stands at the ball. I think he's happy enough just to give the free for that one. It was just a tug back at the right time, but it prevented him going any further.
Yeah, but another easy chance for Pats, and Tommy has kicked it make them kick the ball from play instead of giving away these soft frees.
1-6 to 9 points, 3 minutes into the second half of this one. Pats are back level. The good turnover that came right from the other end of the field as well, Podge. It was a huge turnover, short kick out. Jersey in a little bit of trouble there. Moved up. Anton Nolan having that, and Tommy just walked across. Tommy Kelly from where he was kicking it Free is taken quickly, and Dara Fitzgerald is away down the field. Dean Healy goes to cover that run. Fitzgerald looks up, looks to go long, huge kick inside, looking for Sean Hurley. Hurley gets a hand on it, knocks it down in as far as Cian Cooney. Oh, good save, he's smothered out of it, and it's gone wide. 3 or 4 Pats players, I'm not sure who got the touch. There was no touch because it's wide. I went off Cian Cooney, and he just found himself in a bit of space there from the touchdown from Sean Hurley, and that was dangerous, but Pats dealt with it.
Yeah, it was a great goal chance, because when he got the ball first, he was clean through on goals. Kind of hesitated a little bit, gave the Pats defenders a chance to get a hand in and put him off.
Shane Doyle kicks this one long down the field. John Crowe comes, breaks the ball out. The hands of Crowe, gets it as far as Paddy Kane. Oh, Kane is tackled high there. Tackled by Kieran O'Shea. It's a high tackle. In fairness to Paddy Kane, he just kept going. There was no dramatics with him. And I think it's not Kieran O'Shea, it's Tierna McBride, I think, is it, or is it Peter Hempinstall? You see the number now, and I think it's Kieran and McBride. The ball is into the hands of John Crowe from the free. It was Peter Hempinstall, was yellow carded there, long ball, searching, dangerous ball in for, oh, it's just broken inside to Tommy Kelly off the hand. Oh, surely we have a penalty here, yeah. The long ball in. Kieran McGagan causing all sorts of trouble. Tommy Kelly got a touch, and he was taken out by Mervyn Travers, who was now being spoken to by the referee. And I'd say it's a yellow card. He committed to the tackle probably. I don't think it was a professional foul of any sort.
No, he did. He committed to the tackle. He probably got man and ball at the same time, and I'd say he's given him a black card.
Looks like it's going to be a black card. Oh, I think that's a little bit harsh, if I'm honest. He had to go for the ball. I mean, he didn't. Tommy just got there marginally before it. I wouldn't have counted that as.
He's putting it down as a foot trip, so.
He'll be back at 15 and a half minutes, Mervyn Travers. That's a huge call at this stage of the game. In comes Ben Fennell. The first thing he's going to have to do is going to face a penalty from Tommy Kelly, of all people.
The first thing he'll have to do is get a bib on him, because there'll be a clash of colours, fish.
You're looking, the ref won't be happy with that jersey, so we'll have a little bit of a break in play while that's being sorted out here as well. I think there's a sub on, is there? It looks like there.
Yeah, well, they'll have to take off a player.
Yeah, to put him in, that's right. So, Ben Fennell touches the crossbar, has a look. There's some bit of confusion on the Pats line as to what's going on. There's none here. Tommy Kelly blasts the ball to the top corner of the net. A huge score for Pats. 2 penalties in this one. One for Sean Hurley, one for Tommy Kelly of Pats. It's 1-9 now to 1-6. The Pats men 3 points in front. That's a big lead even at this stage of the game.
Yeah, big turnaround there. Arklow going in 1 point up, and now they're 3 down, and they're down to 14 players. So a lot of work to do.
A lot of work to do there. Ben Fennell will take this kick out. Damo Redmond walks gingerly over with a red bib to him to be put
on the rush anyway.
So they're looking to take the time out of this one.
2 coaches on now with bibs.
Kieran Hyland was about to take the bib from Damo Redmond to run in with it, and he was kindly told to go away, I think. Yeah. We're looking at it. He told him to take him in. The referee is telling him to come on. He's not going to take any messing here.
This is definitely an issue. The black card actually causes this.
Yeah.
It causes teams that are down to 14 to slow down the clock.
And look, a yellow card was enough for that, in my book. You've conceded a penalty as well. It's not, brilliant take in the middle of the field by Simon Boucher. Boucher having a storming game for Pats at this stage. Fionn Luddy goes for this one, picks a little pass, gets it back to Paddy Kane. Pats now trying to control this one for the next 10 minutes. You'll find Niall Delahunt goes long, looking inside for Brian Doyle. Brilliantly taken by Doyle. 2 men on his case and a free in. And everything kind of starting to turn against Arklow Gers here a little bit now. They just need to compose themselves for a few minutes.
Yeah, definitely. They kind of need to slow things down a little bit more, and just gather, try and get a safe kick out away and work the ball up the field.
Yeah, this one will be taken by Brian Doyle here. Chance for Doyle to maybe swing this one over. This will be huge. This will put 4 points in this one if he can nail it. He's been very good up till now. Kicks this one's gone way to the left of the post off his boot and away. Just didn't Didn't happen for him. A chance now for the kick out from Ben Fennell. Fennell takes it quick, gets it out to Kieran Hyland. Hyland solos up the line with this one. Has a look up at his options. He's in a little bit of space. Tommy Kelly drops off. Gives the ball to Tiernan McBride. McBride now kicks long. Direct ball into Sean Hurley. Hurley out in front, wins his ball, turns really well, gives Wayne Doyle lots to think about. Hurley tries to go down on it, but he's turned over. Brilliant play. Dean Healy goes back and picks up the pieces. He's fouled. There's an advantage, and away comes Healy up the field with the ball. Gives the ball to John Crow. Crow looks up, sizes up his options, tries to go up the line, does well to evade the tackle and evade his own player. Gets the ball inside to Niall Delahunt. Delahunt does well to offload to Padge McWalter. He gives it to Dean Healy. Healy passes the ball across as far as Simon Boucher. He gets up the field, 65 yards out, has a look, pops it into Paddy Kane. No, he doesn't. Continues with the ball, gives it to Dean Healy. Healy solos, gets the ball to Padge McWalter. McWalter now looking to turn the screw. There's a bit of urgency about him, by the step in his play. Gets the ball into Brian Doyle. Doyle does really well. Good tackle by Cian Coney. Knocks the ball from his grasp. Doyle has it right down in the corner, looking for support. Comes off Doyle and away, and good defensive play there by the Gers men, and it's a line ball to Arklow. And Gers have taken it already. Chris O'Brien right back down the field, right in his own half. There's a foul there as Tom Marr comes out with this one. Marr solos down the field, has a Dara Fitz, actually gives it off as far as Kieran O'Shea. O'Shea back to Dara Fitz. More urgency about both sides now. Long ball, look for it. It's a huge high hanging ball in on top of Sean Hurley. Hand Gahana, touch Gahana. Paddy Kane, right place, right time, picks up the pieces and away come Pats. It's over as far as Cian O'Brien. O'Brien comes out with this one. He's tackled by Chris O'Brien. He's fouled by Chris O'Brien. It's a free to Pats, and it's in the hands of Niall Delahunt. Delahunt goes forward with 10.5 minutes gone. With 5 more minutes of the 14 men of the Gers they'll have to put up with. Here comes John Crow. Marauds down the line. He'll have to come back. Does come back inside. Does really well. Ball doesn't hop for him. Evades a couple of tackles. Went for his score, but it's gone to the right of the post. Way right and wide, and just as a pocket of space opened up, probably pulled the trigger a little bit too quick.
Yeah, he did. And it's actually only Pats' third wide in the game, so they've been fairly economical so far.
Ben Fennell will take this kick out. 11 minutes on the clock. He's looking for someone to come short. Goes a little bit longer. He doesn't. He finds Cian Coney in space. Does really well there. The replacement keeper out as far as Coney. Coney needs support. Jack Hamilton goes on the run. Has a look. It's a loose looking pass from Coney into Fionn Luddy. Dean Healy marauds down. He's at the top of the D. There's danger here. Will he give it off? He keeps going. Healy has one thing on his mind. Fires a shot through a forest of legs, but Healy is fouled. What are we having here, lads? It's a free in. It's a free. I thought for a minute he was going a little bit further. We were going to have another penalty. I was going to say wouldn't have as many in the World Cup. It's 1-9 to 1-6. This, as I said, this 4-point game is a huge one now for Tommy Kelly, and no doubt he'll put this one over. But the 4 points in this type of game, a tight game like this, could be massive.
Yeah, and I won't say that the foul wasn't needless, but they gave the ball away needlessly. I think it was Jack Hamilton kicked it straight across the middle of the pitch. I couldn't figure out who exactly it was meant for, but there was a couple of Pats players could have won it and left it to Dean Healy to run up the middle. And I think the first foul was probably by Dara Fitz, and that was probably out near the 20-metre line, all right.
The umpires, after having a word with Anton Nolan there, he's happy enough to play away. I thought there was more coming. Tommy Kelly kicks the ball high and kicks it over the bar. It's 1-10 to St. Pat's, 1-6 to Arklow Geraldines-Ballymoney here. We have 12.5 minutes of this second half on the clock, 17.5 to go. 3 minutes of the Gers being down to 14 men. Looks like they're going to bring on a sub. Kieran O'Shea is going to make way for Cormac O'Shea. So referee is telling them to hold it up. This is as a crisp bag goes flying across the field. Someone has had enough of their salt and vinegar tejo. Kick out now. Ben Fennell again sizes up his options. Just another minute taken out of the clock though.
Yeah, if you're going to make a sub, now is the time to do it.
Fennel has a look, kicks this one long, comes down this side of the field. Their ball breaks. Well taken by Sean, really well taken by Sean Crowley. Is he fouled by play on? Says the referee. Looked like it may have been a foul there, but he played away. Ball is into the hands of Dean Healy. Healy breaks the first tackle. He's dangerous once he does that. He's 45 yards out, has a look, cuts back inside. Lots of jerseys around him, but none of them going to him. Again, gets the ball in as far as Kieran McGehigan. McGehigan kicks this one high and kicks it over the bar, and I know they're down to 14 men, but it's all a little bit easy for Pats there at the minute. Podge, they're completely dominating there now.
Yeah, I do think probably Sean Crowley deserved a free there, all right. Like, you know, he took the mark, or sorry, he won the kick out. He was probably tackled straight away, so he could have been given a free for that. And I think he was fouled after that, but he didn't get it, and Pats capitalised on that.
5-point game here in Aughrim. Pats 111, the Gers 1-6. Long kick out from Fennel again. Brilliant kick out into the hands of Tom Maher. Takes his mark. He could have kept going with, but takes the mark, gets the ball in as far as Cormac O'Shea. O'Shea looks up, pops off a little pass inside as far as Sean Crowley. Sorry, ball in as far as Sean Crowley. He was kicked from outside the 45.
Yeah, no, he was about 10 metres inside the 45 actually.
Yeah, so
he claimed the mark, and
but he's got it. So look it's not his.
He's got away with it.
He's got away with one there. Kicks it high and kicks it over the bar. We're back to a 4-point game. It's 1-7 to the Gers. It's 1-11 here, and Paul Earls is warming up down in front of me here.
They really badly need a score for Arklow. That, you know, like Pats have scored 1-3 without reply in this half so far,
which is huge, as we said, in a game that's so tight. It's huge.
Yeah.
Kick out now from Shane Doyle, goes long down the field. Huge kick from Doyle again. Oh, Podge McWalter gets his hands on it. Ball breaks into John Crow. Crow is surely fouled. High tackle, wants to take it quickly. Can't take it quickly, drives it long. It's gone over the head of Brian Doyle. Taken by Carol Kerwin. Kerwin done really well there. Comes out with the ball, needs support, has to turn back. Gets the ball to Jack Hamilton. Hamilton has Fionn Luddy on his case, but Hamilton does really well, drops the shoulder and charges down the field with the ball. He's a runner outside him as Dara Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald goes down the line now. Matthew Traynor goes across to try and corral him there. Niall Delahunt has went across solos and turns back into trouble again. Gers need to be breaking those lines now at this stage of the game. This time they do. Dara Fitzgerald is on it again. Matthew Traynor has he done enough? He hasn't. It's gone to the right of the post and wide, and chance gone a begging for Arklow Gers at a 4-point game. 16 minutes gone. Conor O'Brien comes on and comes off, and it's Paul Earls is into the game wearing number 22. The Gers now resume with 15 as Ben Fennel goes off. Mervyn Travers is back in the goal. Kick out will be Shane Doyle's as the evening sun starts to bear down on the town goal here.
I'm just trying to think, is that after costing Arklow 2 substitutes?
I was just going to say that could have.
And Cal Kelly coming now.
Cal Kelly comes on instead of. Did we see anyone going off?
He actually coming back on for Ben Fennel, and Mervyn's time is up.
Yeah, it's actually a double whammy to him as well. Shane Doyle kicks this one, huge kick down the field, boxed away there by Dean Healy and almost into the path of Simon Boucher. Boucher goes down, he has 2 Gers men on his case, but he comes away rather easily with that one. Good play by Pats as they work the ball out into the hands of John Crow. Crow 65 yards out from his own goal, has a look up, he's a runner on this side, pops a pass inside, but it's loose and it's into the hands of Kyle Keller. It's off his boot, goes away, and out comes Dara Fitzgerald with this one, has a look up, kicks a long ball into Chris O'Brien. O'Brien hand in there from Paddy Kane, just about done enough to hold him up, but good run from Cian Coney. Coney gets the ball, looked for the foul, didn't get it, and it's broken down by Pats again. The defence standing firm in there. Dean Healy has 3-4 men around and breaks the tackle eventually, does really well. Healy really came to the fore there for the last 10 or 12 minutes. He's always puts in a shift, but when he really comes to the fore, he really comes to the fore.
Yeah, he's having a big impact on this second half anyway.
Matthew Traynor goes all the way across the field with this one into the hands of Simon Boucher. Boucher solos, has a look, comes back inside. Brian Doyle picks this one off. Doyle takes the step and gives the ball to Dean Healy. Healy solos and has a look at what's in front of him. fancies his chances of taking him on, just brushes one aside and goes again, and he's broken another tackle, gets the ball into Brian Doyle. Doyle has a look at his options. Outside him is Niall Delahunt, back behind him is Paddy Kane. Kane takes this one in. Again, there's 2 free Wicklow Town men as the Gers drop deep in. Simon Boucher has a look, fancies his chances here, kicks this one, but I know by his reaction he's not happy with where that one has gone. It's gone to the right of the post and wide, and 18.5 minutes. Arklow just need to find a spark of some sort to just look a little bit lost there at the minute now.
They do a little bit flat, like, you know. King Cooney, the last ball coming up the wing, like, and he just kicked it in, like, and Pats had the cover there. They can't afford to give it away the ball cheaply like that.
Gers tried to work the ball out here, and it's in the hands of Kelly. Kelly does well, breaks one tackle, but again it's gone backwards. It's gone to Carol Kerwin. Kerwin has a look. Tommy Kelly tries to push up on all the way back to Mervyn Travers. There's a lot of hand waving and gesturing going on from the Gers, and they want more outlets, they want more help on the ball, and it doesn't seem to be coming. Sean Crowley though offers himself up, gets the ball, pops it back into the hands of Carol Kerwin. Kerwin about 45-50 yards out from his own goal, has a look. Again, it's a slow build up from the Gers, and it's into the hands of Sean Crowley. Crowley gets the ball across to Tierna McBride. McBride looks up. Again, options are scarce inside. Pats have a lot of cover. Everything seems to be done, and a poor kick from Sean Crowley, and the one man you don't want to kick it to is Dean Healy, because it comes back with interest. Healy has a look, sizes up his options. Podge McWalter points to where he wants it. Sean Crowley comes over, and it's a lazy tackle. It's a tired tackle from Sean Crowley. In fairness, he's put in a good shift, but
I think it was the frustration of giving away the kick pass, and it's just a reaction to that. And you see that loads of times when lads give away a ball. The next thing to do is actually give away a free.
So it'll be interesting to see what this is. A yellow card for Sean Crowley there. Dean Healy will take the free. Niall Delahunt throws the ball to him. Podge McWalter just has a chat with Anthony Nolan. Seem to be friendly enough. Everyone's happy. Runs being made inside there. Dean Healy has only one thing on his mind, a long ball into Tommy Kelly. Ball breaks off Kelly, back out to Paul Earls. Earls gives it to Brian Doyle, and simple but very, very effective. The long ball.
Yeah.
For all the zonal market and everything, it always seems the long ball always causes trouble, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Once the players just compete for it, and then they're willing to commit on the breaking ball. Philip Healy is coming on for...
Philip Healy entering the fray here, number 20 for Sean Crowley, number 9. So, 5-point game, as we said here. We've 21 minutes, just over 21 minutes on the clock. It's 1-7 to Arklow Gers, 1-12 to St. Pat's, Wicklow Town. It looks like Pats have one foot in the final. They will play the winners of Baltinglass and Antoker tomorrow. And what should be a feast of football tomorrow as well, with Rogue and Kilcoole in the intermediate semi-final. We'll be live at 1 o'clock, and then at 3 o'clock after that we'll have Baltinglass and Antoker to see who's going to line up behind the band in a fortnight's time. Kieran Hyland kicks a free across the field, gratefully accepted by Cal Kelly. Kelly solos forward with the ball, has a look up, cuts back inside, and hand in there, well done by Paul Earls, turns over that ball, and it goes off the Gers man, and just everything seemed to be going against the men from the Port Town at the minute. Dean Healy in possession, 65 yards out from the Herps end. Pats just easing their way through this one at the minute. There's Keane O'Brien gives the ball off as far as Brian Doyle. It's a dangerous looking pass, but Dean Healy takes it, no problem. Steps inside the tackle, steps inside the second tackle, and wins his free. And just seems to be...
Yeah, he's causing them an awful lot of trouble running at the defence.
Just tired tackles from
they
as well.
You know, they're just... and there's probably still 10 minutes left to go on it, but it kind of... They look like... I don't know.
It just kind of looks like their goose is cooked, to be honest. And
yeah,
they're accepting it, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
5 points is not a massive lead.
Yeah.
If they can plunder a goal, but they're just not getting their hands on the ball in anywhere around. 6 points now as Tommy Kelly kicks that one over, 113 to 1-7, 23 minutes on the clock. And as I said, the Gers need something from somewhere now, but it's hard to see where it's going to come from.
Yeah, and I know they didn't have Stephen Hurley isn't lined out there today. Neil O'Reilly didn't start. He's played all the games up until now. Losing Andy Maher then as well. Like I think that's actually had a massive impact on the game.
Yeah, kick out was picked off here by Fionn Luddy. Luddy with the outside of the boot, kicks it high and kicks it over the bar. Brilliant play from Fionn Luddy there. Read the kick out, got in front of his man and outside of the right boot. A huge score. And like when everything is going for you, it's going for you, and when it's against you, it's against you.
Yeah, that's it. It was Keane Cooney was just standing waiting for the ball, and Fionn Luddy just got in ahead of him.
Again, goes short to Jack Hamilton. Hamilton is tackled by Kieran McGehigan. McGehigan fouls though. It's a free, and the Gers will take this one. Taken by Carol Kerwin into Keane Cooney. Going through the hands as the Gers look to get up the field. Now ball is out to Cal Kelly. Kelly goes long inside looking for Philip Healy. Healy gets out, wins his ball, does well, but gobbled up by John Crow and Dean Healy. Won his free, done enough. Tries to spur his teammates on as JP Hurley stands with the ball. Kicks the ball out here as far as Cathal Kelleher. Kelleher has a look outside the right boot. No, that wasn't the way to go, unfortunately. And even that free in front of the goal to kick it out to the sideline, it's just poor decision making.
Yeah, no, definitely. And like they need to be a little bit more patient. I know they probably think that the clock is against them, the scoreboard is against them, but they still have to try and keep doing the right thing.
24 and a half minutes gone. 7-point game here. Hardly feels like a 7-point game, even, to be fair. It's just one of those. It's been a strange type of a game. Pats won't worry about that though, as they storm forward again, but this attack is cut out by Carl Kerwin. Kerwin has been good all day, to be fair to him, very steady. Gets the ball out to Dara Fitzgerald again. Underneath the stand, Brian Doyle just stands him up. Paul is popped back into Tiernan McBride. McBride gets forward 65 yards out from the town goal. Padge McWalter comes to him. Ball is out to Cal Kelly. Kelly fires a pass down to Carl Keller. Keller now this time is in a little bit of space. Thought about the shot, didn't take it. Give a little one to Chris O'Brien. Chance for a goal here. Cal Kelly, goal! A goal for the Gers here. A goal. 2-7 now to 1-14. That puts a little bit of a cat among the pigeons. Maybe that's the spark they're looking for.
Yeah, it is. Back to 4 points now. Like, they've only scored a point up until now in the second half. So that's only their second score of the second half. Well taken goal.
Kieran McGehigan will be replaced by Stephen Duffy. Duffy, wearing number 20, goes in to the full forward line. Shane Doyle. There's a Pats player down. Getting a drink of water. I can think by the body language of the linesman, he's saying play on.
Play on, yeah.
The Gers are not happy with the length that Shane Doyle has taken over this one. We've 26 minutes on the clock. 4-point game, 4 minutes to go. Ball breaks in the middle of the field. Possession vital now, and that man, Padge McWalter, comes up with possession. Does his best to get rid of Paddy Kane, comes up with possession. Paddy Kane wins his free. He went down to pick up the dirty ball, in fairness to him, and he wins his free. 99 times out of 100.
Yeah.
You get the benefit of the doubt when you go there.
Yeah, if you're the first one to bend your back and get in over the ball.
Matthew Trainor's on the ball underneath the stand here. Pat's now just that goal, making them a little bit more uncomfortable than they were. It's a long pass to Niall Delahunt. Oh, he just done enough to get his hand to it, but it's a little bit too chancy. The player down inside. There's a player down inside. There's an umpire talking into his collar.
Yeah, it's Jack Hamilton's on the ground, and shortly after he went to the ground, Stephen Duffy was, let's just say, heading away from him in a different direction. So I'm not sure if the umpire saw anything. If it was something, I think Stephen Duffy's in trouble.
Well, if they've obviously called him, if he's gone in to talk to him as well, so it could be an issue here. Stephen Duffy is walking away rather sheepishly. Anthony Nolan is walking after him. No, he's walking by him.
He's happy enough that nothing happened.
So, strange that an umpire would call you.
Yeah.
But look, Jack Hamilton is up anyway. He's none the worse for wear. Kieran Hyland has the ball into Jack Hamilton. Hamilton now, a little bit more of a spring in the Arklow step at the minute, but they need to find 4 scores, or at least 2, 1-1 from somewhere. Hamilton charges forward. John Crow is after him. Ball is out to Cal Kelly. Crow tackles hard and turns him over. Really well done by John Crow there.
Given a free to AGB.
Given a free, but it slows down the point of the attack, I suppose. Ball goes all the way back as far as Kieran Hyland. Hyland has a look up, solos forward. Can he get the ball off as far as Keane Coney, he can. Coney on the ball, 65 yards out. There's nobody in. Only Kieran Hyland is the nearest man to the Herb's goal, and he's standing right on the white line in the middle of the field. Ball is in the possession of the Gers. In as far as JP Hurley. Over as far as Tiernan McBride. McBride looks up, gets the ball inside to Phil Healy. Healy pops it off as far as Cathal Kelleher. Kelleher goes high and diagonal, but over the line and wide at the far post. Nobody home, there's nobody there, and it'll take another minute out of the clock. 28 and a half minutes gone here. 2-7 to Arklow Geraldines-Ballymoney, 1-14 to St. Pat's Wicklow Town, 17 points to 13, 4-point game. Is there another twist, or can Pats just ease their way now into the final and play out these last couple of minutes?
Yeah, well, they've actually ground out this second half is what Pats have done, and you know, it will take something really special from Arklow to win this game.
Brawl breaks in the middle of the field. John Crowe won it. He's just lost possession though. It's picked up in there by Brian Doyle. Doyle does really well. Flicks a little ball back as far as Podge McWalter into Paul Earls. Earls solos with this one. Has a look. Changes his mind. Breaks the tackle. Gives the ball to John Crowe. Back to Podge McWalter. It's all the old guard on the ball there now. We're out the middle of the field. They're just starting to marshal things. And there'll be 3 additional minutes. We'll have 3 additional minutes. We've 3.5 left because there's half a minute normal time left. Pats are in possession. Podge McWalter to John Crowe. Crowe has Paul Earls just back off his shoulder. Like I said, it's the old guard marshalling things over there. Gers need to take a chance and just push up. Simon Boucher charges forward with the ball, gets it to Stephen Duffy. Duffy has Carol Kerwin on his case, pops it out to Fionn Luddy. Luddy has a look around, back into Paul Earls. Earls takes the tackle, turns, does really well, pops a pass off to Paddy Kane. Kane drops the shoulder, slips inside, gives the ball to Simon Boucher. Boucher into Brian Doyle. Doyle kicks this. A beauty of a score from Pats. A really well worked score. A 5-point game, and that was really well done.
Yeah, that'll take away any hope that Arklow actually had. You know, up to 5 points now. Can't see them coming back from that. But I know there's still 3 minutes, but
16 scores to 9 as well. If you want to be brutally critical about Stephen Duffy, is not letting him go any further anyway. Play away to the referee, free taken quickly. Cal Kelly charges down the line, gets the ball in right out on the sideline to Cal Keller. Dangerous looking pass. He took it well and he gave it back. It's a foul on Cal Kelly. It's probably a good foul from a Pat's point of view. Half a minute into injury time here in the Bowman Platform Higher Senior Football Championship semi-final. Ball is inside to JP Hurley. Hurley gives it to Keane Coney. Coney breaks the first tackle. He doesn't break the tackle because he's hauled to the ground. We're looking at a black card here, I would imagine. That's what it was brought in for. Lads trying to stop the likes of you playing football, Podge. That was brought in.
No, that's that. You're right. That's exactly what a black card was brought in for.
Fionn Luddy goes to the line on a black card. Tiernan McBride takes the ball, drops it in as far as Jack Hamilton. Hamilton brings it to the top of the D, gives it off to Chris O'Brien. O'Brien is heavily tackled, takes a shot, kicks it high and kicks it over the bar. It's 2-8 now to 1-15. We're back to a 4-point game again. We have just about a minute and a half left. I don't think it's long enough.
No, I think Pats have managed to slow it down for long enough. Even if Arklow win this kick out and get a goal, I think they'll do well to get another kick out after that.
Ball goes long from Shane Doyle. Huge kick down the field. Only one man there. Stephen Duffy gets a hand there. Breaks it to Paddy Kane. Kane gets the ball, gives it to John Crowe. Pops it back to Matthew Traynor. Traynor is just about to get himself into his second county final this year. He was playing in one next Sunday with Glenealy. He's going to be playing one with Pats the following Sunday as well. It's just a matter of who'll be playing him in the football. We'll have Botanass and Antoker tomorrow to figure that one out, but Pat's just taking the sting out of the game. Dean Healy has the ball, has a look, solos, he has a man behind him. Chris O'Brien goes to him. They need to push up if they're going to do anything. Dean Healy takes contact, breaks contact and makes hay up the line, goes past Jack Hamilton. Healy's away, storming up the line. Where he gets the energy from, how he keeps doing it, I don't know. Healy has the ball, he's cutting in along the end line. He's given a free for over carrying according to the referee, but he's took another minute out of the clock there.
He has, and he's after bringing the ball to the right end of the field. He had an option to go back there when he was on the 65, but he backed himself, and he's done it all for the whole second half. Like, you know, he's really took the game to Arklow in the second half.
You said he had the option to go back, but there's no go back.
No.
the ball breaks down here as far as Keane Coney, or Kyle Kelleher, Kelleher's dragged to the ground. Well, not dragged to the ground, he's fouled, says the referee. They're down underneath, they're happy that time is up according to us. There it is, the final whistle. Pats are back in the county final. They will play either Ballinasser and Talker. The Gers just hadn't enough. Jack Hamilton hasn't taken kindly to something Dean Healy has said there after the match. He's not a bit impressed, but he'll have the whole year to get over it.
Well, that's it, yeah. No, they surely do. No, really impressive second half performance by Pats. Like, they outscored 1-7 to 1-2, you know, and that's it. Like, the keeping Pats or Arklow to 3 scores in the second half, that was the key to that. Like, you know, Simon Boucher was good throughout. Dean Healy, excellent in the second half.
Excellent. And look, I suppose you have the black card had a huge bearing on it. Like, there was a black card in the first half. Pats managed a little bit. They did concede a goal, but Honey went a point down.
Yeah.
At the other side of that, you know, Mervyn Travers' black card.
Yeah.
Changed the game completely.
Yeah, it did. That and I suppose Andy Marr going off injured were probably the two things that really went against Arklow today, you know. You know, it'll be a long winter from them now, and they'll have to regroup.
To be fair, they've never been, since they came up from intermediate, you know, there's only been, when they're beaten, it's only been a point or two, and they're always thereabouts as well. So it's a hard one to swallow.
Well, Cal Kelly scored a goal there. That's what I thought about the intermediate final when he scored that.
He scored that goal. It was Cal that scored the goal as well. But look, it wasn't to be. Listen, we're going to leave you at be. We'll be back tomorrow with Kilcool and Airog in the intermediate football semi-final, Ballinasser and Talker in the senior semi-final. Thanks to everyone for their work here today, to Kieran on camera, to Stephen, our producer, and to Podge for coming in and being with me here all day on Call Commentary. Thanks a million to everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow.